All right, Reggie. So we're about 11 or 12 episodes into Suge's podcast. I don't know what your feelings are as far as if you're entertained by them, if you think they lack or anything. So I know they listen to us over there, so I wanted to see if you had any ideas on topics or segments that they could cover or that would be beneficial to cover in their podcast.
Well, and it's hard for me to be critical of his podcast because they are doing great and good numbers. And I understand the position he's in. He has to be a little bit more tamed or not as wild or say things, and because of his age and his growth. I don't know him. I haven't been around him in the last 10 years to 12 years, so maybe he has changed. I don't believe it because I catch a lot of the jabs that he still throws, but I understand the position he in. He can't be as wilding out as Reggie B in 2024 and as Suge, because I'm trained by Suge. I'll tell everybody that. And as wild as we were in the mid 90s and the 2000s. So I get it, understand it. However, Suge Knight, I fell asleep on your podcast. I fell asleep halfway doing it, and but I knew I had to listen to it because everybody was telling me that you tapped that John at the end. So I stayed tuned. And I know a lot of people y'all saying, "Oh no, well that's because you like childish and crazy stuff." So yeah, you're right. But I understand how the social media stuff works. Love what he's saying. He bringing out stuff where it's obvious. The one of the young ladies that I know that he speaks to often is very educated. She's a USC graduate. So I know she, putting a lot of that smart stuff in his head when they're talking and communicating with each other. Because as a smart person that Suge is, that's what he do. You talk to different people and you get their input. So I love what he said on the previous episodes when he brought out the point about the actresses and the British people and all of that. I think he brought up some good positive points. This one with the Oprah comparison with the Color Purple show. Love what he said about that, about Fantasia. I don't think he realized that Fantasia had been doing the play for a while, and that's probably why Oprah showed some loyalty to her, and Silly in the Color Purple wasn't an attractive person, but okay, I get it, and so maybe that's why Fantasia got the job, because we all know how Whoopi looked in the original show, but sure. If you take anything, if you want any advice from your boy Reg before the show go down, because you're dealing with an educated young lady and you're dealing with a guy from the East Coast that's trying to be politically correct and who's a white boy trying to be black, being Dave Mace, who I'm not one to say that just because you're white, you can't be a part of hip hop and all of that. How Dr. Umar and them trying to put out there, because my whole thing is Michael Jordan he didn't create basketball, but we still call him the GOAT, right? But I'll get back on track. I know I went off track. Well, my point is, just because you're a white person, Mexican or whatever, don't mean you can't be part of hip hop or the best in hip hop. That's just a crazy standard that people have been debating lately. But Dave Mays is got to watch what he's doing, sure, and he's not going to address a lot of the things that needs to be addressed that people really want to hear from you, as well as these great, points that you've been making. But people want to hear, these are the things that they want to hear, so you never say you didn't know, because I know somebody going to tell you. Man, we want to hear about one Puffy, that incident with Big Jake. You got people out there that saying you walked in, slapped Jermaine Dupri, and slapped Puffy is the reason why they did what they did to Big Jake. I never heard that version. I heard you say after the shooting, you grabbed Puff by the neck and blamed them for it. But the way these guys out there putting it out there, it's like you just walking in there in Atlanta, slapping people, and you the reason that you created. You need to address that in your own words, not Reggie words, not other people's words. You got Puffy ex-bodyguard talking about he seen you and Tupac at the House of Blues with Puffy and them. And Puffy and them, and some of their people going to go and ask you, do we got any problems out here? After Big J got shot and killed. After Tupac and them, not Tupac, after Snoop and them trailer got shot up. And you going to say, no, we ain't got no problems out here. You need to address stuff like that. We got people talking about you was just Tupac's manager. He was never signed to Death Row. We need to talk about that, dog. We got so many stories out there that need to be addressed. We got a dude out there telling that you and Buntry got knocked out by Bruce Richardson at the Fridays before the incident that happened at the World when you got in the middle and got 6ix9ine and them out of that trouble with the dude. They talking about another incident where you and Buntry got knocked out. It's stuff like that that people want to hear about, want you to address. They tired of hearing the second hand or third hand from Reggie and other people. There's stuff like that that needs to be addressed. I know it's a delicate situation for you being in the situation that you're in, but now that you got this platform, this from a dude that you used to have talked to and run stuff by back in the mid-90s and the early 2000s, I'm just saying, man, this is why I've got beef. We got a dude from Bunny Hunters talking about you was shook up. And you had all those that you had, that crew that you had with you in the Bunny Hunters. And they punked you for money, $500,000 to be exact, and made you give up $500,000 because they took you in the bathroom. And you might have went in the restroom, but the nigga I know, the Suge Knight I know, wasn't scared, especially with the niggas that was outside that bathroom with you from the mob, Ludus Park area. Man, situations like that needs to be discussed, that you need to bring up. That's why Reg out here arguing with Duke, taking on beef, because I'm like, no, y'all not going to say that about my nigga. I know this stuff ain't happening. Now, with the shit that I know, so y'all not going to try to make him look soft because he locked down. But that's the stuff we want to hear from you, Suge. On top of this game you giving us. I'm not trying to clear up your 58-year-old man a way of talking and all of that, and a man that's trying to get out on an early release. I'm for all of that too. But throw those in. You throw other jabs in. You throw your other jabs in. So, dawg, that's all Reg wants you to do. That's the only reason Reg is like, nigga, you need to talk to your boy. There's stuff that's out there that needs to be cleared up. John, I'm sure there's some other incidents that I done forgot about. Oh, definitely. That lie you got. You called Reg and told Reg to send 5 securities after the incident at the MGM. Oh, yeah, you definitely need to clear that up. Because if I'm being that disrespectful and you're going to double down on that, then why you leave me in the position that I had later on? Tell them why you did that. You know, there's a whole bunch of stuff, bro, that Reg can sit up, and I'm just talking off the top of my head, that Reg wants you just to clear up, touch on. You ain't got to just do an episode on those things. But those things that people that's really around here, that this YouTube channel your big supporters, the 5 different channels that they discuss and talk about daily. Tell it in your words. They got people thinking that you just robbing people. They don't even understand the game, of the royalties and stuff. How you overpaid all of these people. How you were, why people saying that cars and stuff was in your name. No, it was in Death Row name. He was leasing cars because that's what people were doing. That was the new things in the mid-'90s. Leasing penthouses, leasing cars and stuff. Why? Because after 3 or 4 years, you don't want them no more. But they wasn't in Suge Knight's name. Tell them that. That was in your company's name. That had the credit and all of that, the ability to go get these cars for these people. Stuff like that is you need to put in your own words and then explain to people. Because that's why the people that don't like you, and it's very few, I admit it, but that don't like you is because they think you ripped Tupac off and your artist off, which is so far from the truth, Suge, and you know it. But you need to address these things, though. That's all Reg wants you to do. That's the only reason Reg's trying to talk to you or try to get word to you to tell you what needs to be talked about and addressed. Because they're not going to address those things. They haven't been the last 7 years on this YouTube listening to this stuff like that. They've been having other things. I get it. I got it. But I have. And trust me, people will tell you those are things that they need to hear and be addressed. Explain to them the breakdown of how you got Tupac out of jail, out of prison, and what was y'all deal. Explain to them how you was having them all set up companies, record labels, because you was tired of taking care of everybody. And you was like, okay, you have Machiavelli Records. You have Doghouse Records. You have Hammer Time Records. You have Death Row East. That big project, Death Row East. Everybody seemed to think that was Tupac's thing. That was something that you were going to do with Tupac. Explain it. I ain't going to tell you how to explain it. You know how to say it. The incident at with Nas at the park. Tell what happened. You were sitting right there. You were there. And what Pac said, you got Snoop out there telling people that, man, like this was getting checked. And Nas and them could have did this and did that. It wasn't that type of party. Sure, there's things that needs to be addressed in your own words. That's all your boy Red just trying to tell you. All of this stuff you're saying on your podcast, it's cool. It's cool. It's good knowledge. I love listening to you talk. I catch game from you every time I listen to you talk. So, but I bet you your numbers are triple if you start addressing some of those things on your episodes. So, that's all your boy. That's all the advice I got to give you. Take it where you want.
One thing I would really love to hear him talk about, Reggie, is people saying Tupac was going to leave Death Row because, as ironic as it is, his co-host posted on his Instagram in 2021 a girl named Wendy Day or something saying that she was going to help Tupac leave Death Row and start euthanasia and all this stuff. So that's the kind of stuff I would love to hear him talk about.
Exactly. And in fairness to Dave Mays, ask him that question, do we believe that or not? Because just because people say so, I'll say so for a while first. That John don't always agree with and all of that. And so find out his opinion. Find out his belief on that. But they may do have that out there. He do still have it up on Break Media channel. Matter of fact, it's on your Twitter. For those of y'all who want to hear. But anyway, those are the type of things that needs to be addressed. And that's all. And there's many more. There's many more. I just spitted them off the top of my head. But it's all my advice. But other than that, man, keep doing what you're doing. And I'm not trying to say, you need to do it like this because mom first doing it like this at all. No, no, we're not in the position to do that. We get just the same amount of numbers that y'all get doing them. And when you add them all up each month, which ultimately matter, we all making the same. We all getting our 3 million views or whatever a month. So we good. But this piece of
One thing,
advice.
Reggie, that I think maybe we should talk about, or at least just throw out there. We don't have to talk about it, but there was a time before Suge got with Dave Mays to do his podcast that I was in negotiations to do a podcast with Suge. And I decided not to do it because of the structure in which they wanted to be paid. Just to be candid with our audience, I wanted to do half, pay half, do a certain amount of episodes, give the second half, and then we do the second half of episodes. But they wanted to do it all up front. But I say all that to say that I think Dave Mays is doing, as much as I give him negative feedback and stuff like that, I do think his editing is great. I think, like you've said before, the AI avatar that he did for Suge was a genius idea. I would have never thought of that. So I'm glad that he's doing it, who he's doing it with. I just wish, and I guess that's why I'm so critical of Dave Mays, is because I know topics that people want to hear that are big into the Death Row and Tupac community. And so maybe that's where some of my frustrations come from. But to your point, there are a lot of false information, false stories, or things that put Suge in a bad light that have been on DVDs or TV shows or online for years and years that he could very easily address. I just don't know if he's aware of them to address them.
That's all my point. And I agree with that. I just think that people have their agendas, just like we have our agenda that we want covered, and I just want them to hear it out, to think about it, to consider it, and that's it. But we got to remember, and I will be the first to say it, I understand when you, under the scrutiny that you have, I understand how people you alluded to in previous episodes on your podcast, calling up there trying to get you shut down. So I understand you got to watch it and watch what you say, and you might have to be a little PG versus maybe R. And then I understand you have kids that are older, and you probably would have a different way of thinking now. So I get all the things that you're facing, bro. Trust me, I do. Yeah. Peace.